What's up? This is a quick Susano guide. I wanted to put together a bit more of a well-edited one. Oh, 3 seconds and I've already got a verbal misstep. Um, but it takes a lot of effort to do these, so I'm gonna just throw together a quick one, no editing, and then we'll have something better in the future. So let's just jump right into it. How does this character work? He's a big dude. He's got a bit of a run startup, so he can't run quickly, but he makes up for it with massive buttons and really good air movement. Like, who is doing anything about this, right? Um, on top of that, the way he works, you can see that at the bottom, you've got like a bunch of seals, we call them. There's 8 of them. You start with only the first one unlocked. 236A. We refer to this as tackle. Um, when hitting the opponent with an A, B, or C normal slash button, so specials don't count because even though it is an A button, it's not a button, if that makes sense. Whereas 5A is a button. And as you can see, every time you make contact with hit or block, that will move by 1. And then you can hover over a seal you want, and you hit with any drive move or 4D. So JD, that'll count. We've got 6D, which will count. We've got 5D, 2D, and the one you'll often use after 6A, 4D. 4D, it's a non-hit unlock. If you already have the seal highlighted, when you unlock it, you will get another level. So for example, I've already got this seal, but watch what happens when I unlock. It's now level 2. So what does level 2 do? Well, a lot further. There's some other changes. I recommend you go check out the dust loop, check out what all the differences are between the different levels. This character's combos are oriented around getting some hits, then unlocking a special that you can use to keep the combo going. The two most common ones look like this, where we unlock spin, use spin, then we can use spin again, and look at that. We got 3 seals, 2 of which were some of the best ones. You can see a different version of this, where we get Viper, and use Viper to grab DP. Don't mind the names too much. We just use like all the Susano players just have like their own lingo. I tend to use the common one, uh, except I refer to Seal 6, this one. Everyone else calls this like Orb, but I call this Spark Fist. Um, so let's talk about seals super fast. The seals that are most important are Seal 2, 4, and 5. So DP, because this is the thing that lets you get people off you when they're pressuring you and you're suffocated, you don't know what to do and you're panicking. Seal 4, because this one is another mix-up option, as well as a good combo extender, and even starter. Though it is quite reactable due to the startup frames. And then the last one is Viper, because you can use this to combo literally anywhere on the screen. You know, it doesn't matter what your starter is, you just go into Viper, and it'll give you like a nice combo. See, that was 1 point off 4k. His good buttons are 5A, it's disjoint, slowest jab in the game, but some of the fastest recovery on a button ever. Very active, really good for baiting a lot of things, and it is disjoint, so if someone tries to hit you, unless they are already hitting you, then 5A will counterpoke them. 5B, it's just a good button. It's a little overrated. Other characters with good 5Bs, they can dash into them, whereas Susano, like, I'm not really getting anywhere with this. 6B is his infamous button. This thing is +4. If you don't know what +4 means, go look that up. I want to keep this fast. But it's +4. Likewise, his jab is +3. This character lacks low options. This is not a low. This is not a low. This is not a low. His 2C is an anti-air. This is a low, and this is a low. That's it. He's also got Viper, which is a low for every hit except the last. Not reliable. You don't want to lean on that too much. So let's go over some basic combos you want to know. This is the mid-screen B and B. Imagine if I didn't drop it though. You know what? I might even do a little bit of editing and cut that out. So this is the mid-screen B and B. You've got an easier version here. You've then got the 5A starter, where you do 5C into 2D. That gets you a good combo. You can also just do, if you're looking for something really basic, like you are like day one fighting games, never touched a game before, You could just do some buttons into 5D, 2D, 2, 3, 6A, right? 5A, 5B, 5C, 5D, 2D, and then end with 2, 3, 6A. Right, that'll do it. Like, it's not a good combo, but that'll do it if you just want to play. One starting off 2A. There you go, 2.3 off of a triple 2A, that's really good. In terms of damage, that combo specifically, I wouldn't personally go for that, but like, if you just want to do something easy, yeah. Things that you should practice on this character, even if you're just looking to play a little bit, learn how to super jump off of Viper. So this is what happens if I hold up. It actually went not the worst there, but let me try and do more than one hit. Right, you'll miss. You need to learn to super jump. Now, you know what, let me turn my inputs on. I don't like showing people my inputs, it's disgusting, but let me turn my inputs on. Alright, if you want to get an idea, slow it down there. Look at the timing I'm using. Alright, that one's really important. Anyway, we're turning that off, it's scary. Let's talk about actually the mid-screen combo. This one's pretty good. Works off of almost any starter. Or any button-based starter, because I did it with 5A there. You can do the same thing with 2A. At least I think. Yep. Works off 2A as well. You can do it off of 5B. Etc. The main thing to note is a lot of Susano's combos will work off of multiple different starters. You just need to get a certain amount of hits, right? The combo that I show you that gets you Viper, that's not going to work if your seal icon is starting here. Right? So I had to change that combo completely. That's the crux of this character. One important thing to note as well is cross-trigger combos. So let me show you what happens if you don't have any meter, no resources, nothing, no seals. You just hit with 5B up close. We hit with 5B, 5C, sorry. Actually, no, let's do a distant hit, right? That's your combo. That's actually optimal if you have 0 resources. But crush trigger lets you kind of get a bit funky with it. Right, goes kind of alright there. You can do so sometimes, see, that didn't combo, so if you're further off and 60 won't combo, which is something you'll just need to learn by practice, you can do 2D small cross trigger. No charge, just a small cross trigger. Same thing works. In neutral, what do you want to be doing? If you're still relatively entry level to this game, I-80JC will win games. This will win games by itself. It is so much harder for your opponent to deal with than it is for you to input it. That's why this character is generally considered the best character in the game at low levels. I can't think of many other characters that will just absolutely shred people like Susano will when all players are on equal footing at a low level. Counterpokes, 5A is your best counterpoke. At round start, if your opponent is like clobbering you for whatever reason, jump back JA, it's really good. If your opponent is expecting your round start 5B, a really nice thing to do is walk back a little bit and then 5C. Bigger button, it's slower, it baits people using their quick buttons. They miss their quick button, you use your long button to tag them. Let's talk about seal specifics real quick. DP, very important. Oops, that's not DP. DP, very important. It's a get off me button. Sand kick, level 1 is really good. It's +1. It's a safe pressure ender, but if your opponent's not confident, you can use it to extend pressure. One way I use it in pressure is like this. Like that. If they instant block, they can actually take a turn there, but most players won't do that. Level 2 sand kick is like not as good as level 3, but not as good as level 1. It's the worst of both worlds in a sense, though not quite. But it's still okay if you need it. It can be used in some niche tricky combos, but I'm not going to bother talking about them now. Level 3 sand kick, this thing's disgusting because it's a 0 meter guard break. Like, you don't have to spend anything, you just need to connect it. They are forced to barrier, and then it's like, what, +12 or something? Which is one of the biggest pluses in the game, so it's very good. Spin, as I've already spoken about, good seal. Level 2 spin lets you do some very funky stuff. I'll give you a teaser. This is motivation to go read my guide. There you go. Look at that. Huge damage combo. Go check out my guide. I'll hopefully leave a link to it in the description. Wow, look at me, a real YouTuber. Which will link to other people's stuff. I won't take credit for too much. A lot of other Susano players have put this stuff together. I've just amassed it into one place that I think is easiest to read. Dancing Dual Kick, or Viper as we call it, 236A. I've already spoken about this, but just again, it's really good. You use it to combo anywhere, does some nice hits, do an air series, get an unlock, you're sorted. Spark Fist. As a new player, don't worry about this. Just do not stress about this at all. You'll see some very crazy stuff with this. It will be used eventually to get kind of funky, and you can also use it for combos. Like that. Splintering Thrust. No one calls it this. We all call it God Press. God Press is the meme move. It's like comedically bad. But it's really fun to use. So you know what? I'm not going to tell you to not use it. I'm just going to tell you to be careful and understand you're signing your own death warrant. But it may work. This thing's fun. If you're looking for a way to combo after this, I highly recommend Rapid Cancel into this. And then finally, Sword. This is the overhyped seal. The long story short is it's only good for corner combo damage. Otherwise, it's not practically very useful. But, like, this is still fun to do, right? You know, if you've ever played Plus R, Guilty Gear Plus R, you're like, ah, oh, Michael Sword, hell yeah. It's like, yeah. I love Justice. But as you can see, yeah, like a Sword starter, I'm hitting 4.2, almost 4.3 meterless with very little effort. Otherwise, yeah, that's the end of the short combo guide. If you want more depth, like, this was not meant to be deep. If you want more depth, go check out my guide, which I'll hopefully leave in the description of this video. And there you'll see the various credits of other people who I've borrowed the information and work of to create one big guide. On top of that, hopefully I'll be updating that soon. Anyway, yeah. If I was a real YouTuber, I'd ask you to leave a like, but I do not care, so thanks for watching.